Hey y'all, this is Pat Schumaker from Sic Vikki, hanging out with Trevor from the Crash Course Metal Show.
What is going on, guys? We got with us today a new special guest making his debut on the Crash Course Metal Show. We got Ryan VK. What is going on, my man?
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, man. I've watched your videos. I love it. You're keeping the dream alive, and I appreciate you having me.
Of course, man. Dude, I appreciate you coming on because I wanted to talk about this album for a little, at least a year now, and you are the only other one out in the wild that brought up Sic Vikki out of their own will. So like I was like, me and this guy know exactly what is up. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
had to bring you on, my man.
Excellent. I hope I'm the guy to discuss this gem with.
Yes. So the gem that we will be talking about is going to be Sic Vikki's debut album, Kiss Me in French from 1993. So Ryan, please, can you tell everyone, first off, I guess you could tell a little bit about yourself since this is the debut episode of you coming on here to the Crash Course Metal Show. And then can you kind of weave in a little bit to what this album means to you then as well?
Sure, absolutely. Again, I appreciate you having me. It's awesome. A little bit about myself. I live here in Santa Cruz, California. I am 44 years old, and I am pretty much obsessed with all things hard rock and mostly 80s, 90s metal, obviously. Um, I'm a firefighter here in Santa Cruz. I'm actually at work right now, but I'm incognito. Took the uniform off for this. Let's hope we stay available. But anyway, you see me on you'll hear me on the 80s Glam Metalkast, and you'll see me on the Hair Metal Guru channel. Metal Mike and I from the 80s Glam Metalkast have a music album together. The band is called Metalkast, and we just released the CD. And I'll send you the virtual link so you could just listen to it. It's also on Spotify and whatnot. It's what you'd expect from someone that digs this kind of music. It's straight ahead rock. Other than that, in terms of this album, I just want to start off by saying the balls on these guys to release an album like this.
Hell yeah.
In the awful heart of the grunge era. Unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, I stumbled upon these guys in February of 2023. And I know this because I messaged one of the band members on Facebook, and he immediately got back to me. Very nice of him. And he was thanking me for my kind words regarding this album. And like I told him, I've owned this CD for probably 15 years, and I never gave it a shot because I was thrown off by the name Sic Vikki. I like to call that name discrimination. I did the same thing with Swedish erotica, like a total idiot. But anyway, that's different. But what a mistake. And I played this through, and I thought, oh my God, I'm getting Adrenalized vibes. I'm getting BB Steel vibes. It was right up my alley. So this is one of those albums that if you're a fan, like I said, that the polished stuff, this is totally it for you.
Yes. Now, certainly like the very melodic AOR type of sound. And dude, like when I was listening to this album yesterday and today, that is what literally came to my mind. I'm like, in 1993, these guys released something like this. Like you could have got your ass kicked for releasing something like this. Back in 1993. And like I got to give Richie, Pat, and the rest of the boys like all kinds of credit. That just makes this album so much cooler that they said, fuck you guys, like we're doing what we want to do in 1993, whether it works or not, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I realized, like, again, I brushed up on it again, not that we each needed to probably, but we did in fact. And a crazy observation that I came up with about the CD is that, and this, tell me if I'm totally off, but I believe this could have been recorded by a female fronted band. Like, think about Lee Aaron or Vixen or such a, it would have been perfect because, like, let's face it, several of the songs are pretty light, like men talking about crying, breaking a broken heart, kissing me in French and saying ooh la la. Like I said, like
you make me bleed as well. Yeah.
The balls these guys had to release this while everybody else was walking on stage looking like they came out of some heroin gutter, and they did this. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just it's awesome that they just said we're doing it.
dude, and that's exactly these are the reasons why I had to bring you on, because we are like very, very close. Because when like at the every month we have a record show, pretty big record show, and I do the meet and greets for bands that
Nice.
like at the record show, and I brought Sic Vikki in one month, and I was talking to Richie, the lead singer,
Nice.
and he, I even said to him, like we had this playing in the background, obviously, and I said to him, "Are- "Is there any female vocals anywhere on this album?" And he looked at me like I was like retarded, and was like, and he's like, "No, dude, that's me." And I was
Yeah.
like, "Dude, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just like the big room. Like I don't know. It really threw me off. But when every time I re-listen, I'm like, no, I'll give myself slight credit here and not be total full retard. You know, I'd be like, there are certain songs on here that certainly have a it could, like you said, it could easily be done by a vixen or
Yeah.
a femme fatale or something like that. So,
Oh yeah, yeah, and like the background vocals, yes, you might think that there's a female backing vocal, but
mhm,
it's also just the general feel of it and the song
yes,
titles and whatnot. And like I said, like to some people they'd be like, pussy," or I'm like, "Fuck that." Oh, sorry, screw that.
yeah,
The balls on this guy on this band to do that. Like I
mhm,
said before, like some people would consider it a sellout. Well, I consider people doing a grunge album
mhm.
the sellout thing, like Wild Side's second, you know what I mean? Like shit like that, where you're like,
Yeah,
dude, like you went from Under the Influence to this? Come
yeah.
on.
One of the crimes against humanity, right? That's
Yeah.
yeah, like come on, like that is pretty bad. I couldn't when I talked to Drew Hanna about that, I'm like, bro, I love you, but like I cannot defend the second album here.
No, not at all.
Uh, so, so Ryan, you want to talk about a couple of these tracks at least? We'll kind of go through the album somewhat quick and kind of talk about. So like the first third of, so we have 10 total tracks here. So like the first third, we have the title track, we have Tough Enough, and then Baby Talks Dirty for the
Yeah.
first three. Anything you want to talk about with these first three?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, like each song surprises me.
Hmm.
It's like the nicest surprise. And especially when I first started getting into it, I was like, wait a minute. Didn't I just like this is another catchy bridge, another amazing chorus, another keyboard touch. Like, so I mean, Kiss Me in French was the first song I heard.
Hmm.
And it's like when I heard that, it's got that interesting beat that's like they emphasize every third beat. You know, it's like ba 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 ba.
Yes.
And it's like that's just a little different. You know what I mean? And like it doesn't like the way I'm saying it is very simplistic and like non-musician-y of me. But it's like when you really emphasize that third beat, I was like, this is different. And then when they get to the chorus and they spell out that perfect Phil Collins background vocals, I was like, okay,
Hmm.
if the rest of the album is like this, I am totally pumped.
Well, spoiler alert for anybody, the rest of the album is pretty much like this.
Yeah, seriously.
So, but no, nonetheless, like the first three tracks, pretty much upbeat tempo, like, and like even with a lot of these songs, pretty much other than the ballads, but like like every other song though, like I took notice when we played this, like at the Record Expo and stuff, there were like women that were actually kind of like, and even guys like that were like kind of just like dance, or not like just like nod along to the beat, like they were moving to this to this album, and like there's a couple songs on here that I feel like that could certainly come to life more in a live setting. You know, like
Yes.
100%. But we'll get to that though here. So
Yeah.
now the first three tracks are great. It puts you right in the mood. Upbeat stuff. And now we hit our first ballad here. Ryan is "You Make Me Bleed." Anything you want to say about the ballad here?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the obligatory fourth song ballad, you know what I mean? But it's
Mhm.
like it's great because it's like the first of many light songs, but because they're such talented guys and they layered it so well in the vocals and the musicianship, I think it works really well. And like you referred to the title earlier, but it's kind of got like such a vague meaning, like it could be anything. So that's kind of
Mhm.
what adds to this, which I really appreciate.
100%. And I mean, it's a great ballad. Like all three of these ballads on here are like absolutely masterful. But It's not my favorite ballad out of the album, but
Yeah.
still great nonetheless. No complaints from me. So we'll hit "Tie Me Up" here next. Anything you want? We're like pretty much in the middle of the album here now. Anything you want to talk about with "Tie Me Up"?
Yeah, it's the riff that's the most ripping. It gives me it gives me like the most ripping riff, which could be like on the XYZ debut.
Okay.
But then the chorus is like Blue Tears vibes. You know what I mean? Like
Fair.
so it's very they do that well where they'll like look at Tough Enough. You know, it starts off almost like the acoustic electric thing.
Mhm.
And then it kicks into the verse riff, and they have those like Kim Hooker version of Living Without You vocals on the background when it's
Right.
like the second half of Tough Enough. Well, they kind of like they layer these songs so well that it's like it's light and keyboardy but hard driving at the same time in the perfect spots.
Yeah. Would you argue to say that "Tie Me Up" might be kind of the most raw sounding song on the album?
Yeah,
Not
absolutely.
necessarily because like there's nothing really raw about this album per se, but like
No,
this is
exactly.
probably the most like as far as you said, like guitar riff driven song,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, I would say like in terms of tongue in cheek, I don't want nobody but yours, but this one is absolutely the most raw.
Very fair point on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to your point though about "Tough Enough," the song "Tough Enough."
Oh yeah,
When that song comes on there, dude, like I'm
dude.
like, okay, I got to turn this up just a little bit louder here and kind of sing along with it. Which I'm not proud to say that I can sing along to a song, but I kind of do underneath my breath.
Dude, the fact that I was so hooked by Kiss Me in French and then Tough Enough came on, I was like, okay, where have these guys been all my life? Like
Yeah.
I cannot believe I've ignored this shit. And you know, even though there's a part that I want to mention in Her Body Compliments the Beat in a
Yes.
minute,
Yes. Yeah, we could talk about that now if you want.
but the I still think Tough Enough takes the cake, even though it's probably like the hit, you know,
Yeah.
it still takes the cake for me. But Her Body Compliments the Beat. It might be my favorite moment on the album, and it pretty much defines the whole thing. But it's the part that goes, "You wanna take her home, but you can't hold on to fire." That
Hmm.
part is like, dude, with the keyboards in the background and the guitar riff kind of just like settling in, and they go from like the to like the open chords and the drums kind of smooth out, and he hits it with those vocals, and you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
again, this could have been like a perfect Lee Aaron song, but it's a perfect Sic Vikki song.
Yeah. It's a really good atmospheric song.
Yes.
Your point. And this is the one song I was talking about earlier that would have probably brought the song to life in a live setting.
Yeah. Oh
Like in a live setting, look the fuck out because there are probably women like doing things that you wouldn't be expecting.
Am I wrong? No. Am I wrong?
Ryan, we got the next one here. Don't want nobody but yours.
yeah.
So there's another like to what you said, a play on words.
Yeah. Tongue in cheek city. I mean, like that's the most like, you know, like on Adrenalize, they did like personal property and like let's get rocked, you know, just in terms of like immaturity, if you will. Not you know, they're not immature, but like compared to like Gods of War or like White Lightning, that's this version of like this is the tongue-in-cheek part of this album where they're like,
Correct. Yep.
even though the rest of it's pretty tongue-in-cheek sounding, that the lyrics are a little deeper, but this one is like, nah, it's the cheap and nasty of the album.
You got that very good point. Not my favorite song. I will say though, every song is on the iPod. Like I like every song, but like
Oh,
yes, this would be on the bottom half of
yeah,
my favorite songs on here.
yeah,
So we can move on here to the second ballad, if you will. The Damage Is Done. You
yes.
want to mention anything about this
Uh,
ballad?
this takes the cake
Ooh, okay.
on ballads for me.
Okay.
I really dig the like, is it a mid tempo or is it a ballad? You know what I mean? Like Hysteria or like the Pretty Maids stuff. You
Mhm,
know, it's like
mhm.
you can not really categorize it. Maybe a little Saints and Sinners, but I don't know. Like I don't know if it's like the guitar tone or the vocals being kind of moody. It's just another amazing pre-chorus, and it reminds me. I keep referring to these other bands And I don't mean to compare Sic Vikki. I just mean to give in reference to. And it's like House of Lords, Remember My Name. They build with the bridge, and then they merely mention the chorus title. And they do that here. They merely mention Damage Is Done, just like James Christian merely mentions Remember My Name. And the rest of it is just like so huge and amazing. And it still is just like basically a bridge or pre-chorus that they kind of meld into a chorus, and then they mention the name. But it's very, very moody.
Yes. And I'm agreeing to your point of when they do say the title track, there's a weight to it as well. You feel it, very emotional.
Yeah.
But Damage Is Done, another great ballad. I am not disagreeing with you.
Right.
It's not my favorite ballad
Ooh, nice.
album. So oh my gosh. All right. So we'll get there. We'll get to my favorite one. So, but next though, we have Stop Breaking My Broken Heart.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that's the perfect, Janet Gardner title. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like got the layered keys that quickly turn into a guitar chugger. And it's another ballsy move, just it's perfect for a female fronted band. And that's not a diss. I still think it shows that they didn't give a shit. And they're just like, we're going to do this.
And when you put it in that context, that just makes you love the album even more for 1993. Like that just makes you like, these guys are awesome for 1993. And that's the thing though too. Like you obviously know, the more you dig down into the underground and the very deep cut albums of the hair metal genre, 1993 is still a very strong year. Not mainstream strong.
Yeah. God, yeah. And before we get to your favorite ballad, by process of elimination, I knew that. Okay, so you mentioned 1993. I don't know much history, to be honest, about the band. Do you know if they had this cook-in from like 90, 91, and then they like finally got around to being signed, and then they got released? Like, I'm not sure.
Yes, they've been around for a good while before this album got released.
Yeah, and then to your point about 1993 being so killer still, like when we did the best of 1993 on the 80s Glam Metalkast, I mean, 92 is my favorite year in metal.
I agree.
But when I did the 93 list, I was like, dude, like obviously I know them very well, but like I just couldn't believe slimming down that list was hard. Let's just put it that way. And everybody shits on 93. But I mean, dude, people were delivering. Like my favorite Scorpions album is Face the Heat.
Okay.
Like Vince Neil's album came out.
All right, I'll disagree with you on that one, but that's for a different discussion for a different time.
Okay.
I'll disagree with you.
It's stuff like that where I'm like, there were still some heavy hitters and then some real like on the down low bands that were like this.
The Graveyard Train too, Graveyard Train, awesome. You also had Poison, Native Tongue. I mean, which isn't underground, it's mainstream, but still, I mean, it's still a good album for 1993, all things considered.
There you go.
But yeah, dude, it's really, really good stuff in 1993. Even in 1994, I would even throw out there, be like, yeah, it is getting a little bit tougher, but 1994 was to me the last year,
totally
for hair metal for the most part.
Yeah,
but
get away with it.
Okay. Yeah, but no, I know. It's just every time I get a chance to talk about these final years, I have to talk about it because I get tired of hearing the same bullshit from 83 to 87. Like that's the end of hair metal. Not at all, at all.
No, it's never ending for deep divers like you and I.
Yes, and dude, I have to admit, when I was younger, like ever since I was like 12 years old, I was diving deep into this stuff. Yeah. And I thought, you know what, when I was like 21, 22, I thought, damn, maybe it might be coming to an end here soon. Like just out of the sheer odds of what you normally hear and stuff, like it's like, man, I might actually run out someday. I'll tell you what, I'm 33 and I'm still finding new shit,
Absolutely. Almost every day, to be honest.
Yeah. And obviously YouTube helps with that immensely. So, so Ryan, can we talk about the best ballad on this album here?
Dude, yeah, absolutely. This one rips, dude. I'll tell you, I preach albums that close with a ballad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know Ripper's like "I Want to Be Your Man" at the end of Cocked and Loaded is a very pleasant surprise. It's probably my favorite song on the album.
Me too.
But yeah, killer. But when it's a ballad, it just kind of shows that they're like, this is a staple, and this is a great ballad to close an album.
You said it pretty well. I mean, "I Want to Be Your Man" is absolutely amazing. I totally agree. I don't know how the hell was that a bonus track? Like,
I don't know.
Hell here, man. Like, that's like one of the best songs on the album. So
I know.
But yes, you know, I get very sidetracked sometimes. But Cry there, man, is awesome. I gotta tell you, I probably listened to Cry 50 to 100 times more than any other song on this album. Like,
wow.
It is a top. I normally say 50, but I know for sure this would be a top 20 ballad for me in the genre.
Awesome.
So, it's very, very strong in my opinion. I could play this multiple times back to back, and I hate repeating songs. I don't like getting tired of songs, you know? Like, some people just hit repeat, like, and play the same song, like, for weeks at a time. I can't do that shit, man. Like, I don't want to get tired of a song, but, like, this, there's some exceptions. And Cry is one of those exceptions. I always have to replay it whenever it comes on.
Awesome.
Just great emotion. And it's simple too. It's just acoustic with a couple of like it's not bongos, but like it's just normal tapping of drums, you know, like with like your hands and shit. I don't know how to really explain it in musical terms, but either way it sounds beautiful to the ears. So I'm right there with it.
Good. That's awesome, dude. I love it when people dig deep in the ballad world because I mean we've done several of those, 80s Glam Metalkast, Hair Metal Guru, like you know, the ballad episodes are fun because let's face it, like not everybody wants to admit that they love them, but dude, like that's where you get the most, the deepest dive into that band. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's where they show their true selves. And if you can really make a ballad work and appeal to guys like us, it's kind of cool. And there's several out there that you go, I can't really turn this one off.
Right. And you always hear the same kind of ballads as well. Like you always hear the Carries, you always hear the White Lions, you know, When the Children Cry. You always hear the Every Rose Has Its Thorns. But like there are and to your point earlier, Remember My Name, that's an excellent ballad. Like how didn't that ballad chart or do anything? Like
I know.
And Desperate, like Babylon AD and Baton Rouge tried it a year later again, and they couldn't get any traction either with it. It's just one of those crimes against humanity, right? it's like what were people thinking back then? Why did we want to listen to very depressive shit? You know, as far as grunge,
they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
And like to me, it just doesn't make sense when you have something like this.
Yeah,
that is right here in your face and in your ears as ear candy. I don't know, man. Great, like you said, great way to finish off the album.
And an album like this appeals to all moods. It's like there's the reason why I'll never decide between David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar. I absolutely love both versions, and it's mood dependent. It's like if you want to get dirty and go out on the town, you'll probably listen to some Dave. If you want to like sip margies and like hang out by a pool, you probably listen to Cabo Wabo. It's like
yes.
I don't give a shit. I love them both, and it's the same thing. But grunge, it was like, well, if you want to go slit your wrists and score some smack, like we can put this album on. Like,
right, and that gets old very, very quick. You know, I mean, I get it. Everyone has a mood like that or goes through predicaments like that and stuff like that. But it's not a lifestyle to me. And not saying that I get drunk every night and, you know, do cocaine and hang out with strippers. No.
Every other night.
But, you know, it's the energy that's there. It's the want to be in a positive mood more than a negative mood, you know.
Oh, yeah. So, it suits us.
That's why like the hair metal genre always appealed to me, even when I was very young. So it's just, I don't know. It's just always put you in a good mood. And Sic Vikki also puts you in a very good mood. Ryan, can you give me a score out of 5 for like a rating for this album?
Oh, dude.
I know I kind of sprung that on you, but
I'm gonna give you something probably real specific and just throw out like a 4.8. You know what I mean? Like,
oh shit, okay, all right.
like it's
Nice.
damn near 5-able. Like, you know, that would be the equivalent of like a 9 if you're giving me a 10 scale. And this absolutely fits that. Like, there's been some albums in my life that have jumped out at me and been like, oh my God. And of course, AC/DC is my, all-time favorite. And but that's from like when you're saying when you were 12. When I was like 9, I was like, that's it.
Yep.
I'm retiring. They're my favorite forever. But then after that, it was like Tiger Tail's Berserk.
Ooh, okay.
Steelheart's self-titled. Europe, Prisoners in Paradise.
Oh my God, beautiful album.
And it was like albums that were like, I'm never gonna get sick of this. And Sic Vikki's album is seriously up there, dude. Like it's
nice.
not like workout music. You can't, you're not gonna like do your max bench while listening to Tough Enough, but you're gonna want to like party to it.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. The flow. There's too many ballads on this album that really have a good PR day, if you will.
Yeah.
In the gym. Yeah. So I agree. But to me, I give it an easy 4.5 out of 5. Yeah. It does make my top 50 hair metal albums of all time list. So definitely, me and you are pretty much in agreement that this is a great album, great underground, great deep cut album, forgotten, whatever you want to, neglected redheaded stepchild album, like whatever term you want to throw at this, it's got it. It's awesome. It's very cool. It's so awesome that I even had to break out the Sic Vikki shirt today for this video. So
good for you.
I can't fuck around, man. It's Sic Vikki. We're talking about Sic Vikki. But Ryan, any final words that you want to say about this album?
Yeah, don't name discriminate like I did. Listen to Sic Vikki. Listen to Swedish Erotica. Yeah. Don't discriminate because it's an odd name.
Hey, sometimes the weirdest names and album covers and album titles or what have you are sometimes the best that there are in the genre. So yeah, you can't always judge a book or an album by its cover or name or what have you. So 100% in agreement with you on that. But yes, Ryan, my man, thank you so much for coming on and talking Sic Vikki, because you're like the only other person on the internet even that knows who Sic Vikki is. So thank you.
Yeah, glad to be one of them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, can you please tell everyone where like they can find you or your project that you're working on?
Yeah, sure. Well, let's see. I have Facebook and Instagram. My Instagram is RVK1981, and it's not specific to music. It's just my regular old, guy that posts crap about his family and music and sports and shit. Yeah, so RVK1981, Metalkast is on YouTube. It's on Spotify. Metal Mike does a lot of promotion on X for that. I'm also on X, but I'm not that busy on that one. But Metal Mike is. So yeah, go listen to Metalkast on YouTube, or provide the virtual link to the CD and let me know what you think. Tell me if I should stop playing music altogether. And but it sure is fun to write it and get together with Mike and do that. And it's very, very fun to be on a channel like yours. And I appreciate you having me.
No problem, man. Anytime. Anyone that has any knowledge of this deep of the subgenre or of the genre, more than happy to have you on. So anytime, my man. Cool. And yes, I will put the link to your projects, like Metalkast and stuff, down in the description below if anyone wants to check that out. And I did check it out when you sent me the link last week. I was very impressed. I listened to the first 3 tracks. I was only able to listen to the first 3 tracks, but very, very good stuff. Right up our alley. That I can tell what your influences are. So, and certainly Sic Vikki, I would say, is one of them. So, it certainly has that a little bit of that sound as well, the melodicness, if you will.
Yeah.
But Ryan, my man, thank you so much. And guys, let us know what you think of Sic Vikki's debut album from 1993. And until next time, guys, stay out of that collateral damage.
That it's called I Want to Rock Your Body, and then in parentheses it says to the break of dawn.